Welcome back, woke folk, and today we're going to be talking about 3D printed guns because for some reason America needs more guns. But seriously, this is some actual bull. If you haven't heard about this guy right here has just won a court case basically saying that it is legal to 3D print firearms. Now, he won this case on the grounds of free speech. And before we even get into that, this really shouldn't apply as free speech because this has the probability to incite violence. I mean, think about the analogy with yelling fire in a movie theater. While you can do that, you are going to suffer the consequences if you do. It's illegal. And I'm not really even mad about the court decision as much as when I heard this guy doing an interview on NPR, he was asked the question, do you think with these plans on the internet that more people would be hurt? And this dude said yes. But get this, it's not even as much about him saying yes as it is for his reasoning. And his reasoning was basically that it's better to have these ideas in, the free marketplace. And while that's all fine and good, you're not really thinking about this in terms of people who have been marginalized and who suffer from gun violence every single day. And I guess this is no surprise, but this lawsuit came from, you guessed it, a white guy, but that's for a completely different video. Stay tuned. Now, how does this relate to education? The first thing is that kids already come to school with so much trauma. Kids today deal with a lot of and I mean a lot of and just thinking about what some disgruntled kid could do with the plans for 3D printing a gun really makes me very, very nervous. And if you're thinking, well, 3D printers really aren't that accessible, then you're pretty wrong. I mean, I went to high school in Mississippi in 2010 is when I graduated, and I had access to a 3D printer. And as more and more 3D printers end up in homes and schools, that just increases the chances for 3D printed guns to follow suit. I mean, we're basically rolling out the red carpet for this stuff. Now, if you think that this is a stupid idea like me, here are a few things that you can do to help. If you have a kid in a school, or if you're a teacher, or if you're just some person who cares about public safety and think, maybe we shouldn't have guns in schools, you should call your local school district, your local principal, whatever, maybe even somebody on your school board, and ensure that access to these plans and schematics, or whatever you call them, are blocked on school servers. The next thing that you can do, especially if you have kids at home, is have a real conversation about the real dangers of firearms and the serious consequences that come along with not only owning these things, but creating these things. And this is incredibly important for kids of all ages. I mean, especially when I see kindergartners running around on the playground playing Fortnite. Not to mention, this thing looks like a toy. It looks like a Nerf gun. I mean, take a look at this thing. If I were to find this on the street, I wouldn't know exactly what it was. Whew, obviously, this has got me heated. If you care about this as much as I do, which you should, those were just a few things that you could do to make sure that 3D printed guns don't end up in your community schools. If we can keep 3D guns out of schools, we can make education for everyone. That wraps it up for me. Remember, stay woke, and please find any way to keep these things out of schools. Till next time, peace.